Hello and welcome to Steve McDonald's Arts and Crafts. So today what I'm going to do is I want some embellishments for a card that I'm making for a young guy or young lad, and I want to put some balloons on it, but I want them to be a little bit more than just flat. So what I've done is I've cut out some balloons, as you can see here. I've coloured them in using Copic markers, and then I've gone over them with some Mod Podge, because I would have, if I was putting them in resin, I would probably seal it with clear tape, but because I'm putting them on the card, I've gone over them with Mod Podge and all the edges just to seal that colour in. And now what I'm going to be using is I'm going to be using a little bit of resin that I've mixed up, and I've let it semi-cure to use as a doming resin. And then when they're finished and they're domed, I will then pop them on the card and they will have more of a 3D effect. So I've mixed up some resin here. It's just clear resin, and I'm literally just going to pop it on to the middle of each of these balloons and let it find its own level at the moment. Okay, I will add a bit more in a second. But what these are great for is, if you want to, you could write an age on here or print an age on them. Or you could add a little clip to the back or a little magnet to the back, and then use them as badges when you give them to someone. So they could use them as a badge with their name on or with their age on. So they can be very well personalised, and they just make a little bit of difference to normal flat 2D image that you would use on a card. The other thing is, if you want to, you can do this with coloured resin and dome it on both sides and actually colour it in on both sides, and then put it into a resin cast, so that I'm moving this around with my stick, so that actually when you have the cast cured, what you'll see is more of a 3D image rather than a sticker. I want to make sure I get right to the very edge. Now this is thickened up quite nicely, this resin, so it is ideal for using as a doming resin. But I mean, you can use a proper doming resin if you want, but I very rarely do. I tend to just allow my resin, normal resin, to thicken up, and then I go from there. If there is any bubbles in it, they will come to the surface, and they will pop easily with a torch, and it won't burn the paper underneath. So that one there's got quite a nice doming on it, and to be honest, if you want it to be even more domed than this, what you can do is you can allow this to cure, mix a little bit more resin up, or have some of these on the go, and when you come to the end of your clear resin, you can use what you've got left over to dome them a little bit more. Or, as I said, you can just mix up a bit more to put in there. And they make great embellishments for cards, and they make great additions if you're using it inside a casting or a coaster or something. So I will show you that in a second. The next one is a little bit more intricate, and I'm going to show you how to pop it on more intricate pieces. Okay, so that's right to the edge. Oh, look at me, I'm so messy. That's right to the edge on those. And the same goes for if you want, so if I wanted to use this as an embellishment on the card as well. Let me just get rid of those bubbles quickly. See, doesn't hurt that, just makes it nice and clear. And the same goes for this as well. If I want to use this on the actual card, then all I need to do is go into the clear and put the clear on it the same way as I did that one. Okay, the same way as I did the balloons. And I just used metallic felt pens for this. as well. Let it dry, and again I sealed it with Mod Podge to make sure it doesn't react with the resin. Now I am quite new to Mod Podge, but I've seen so many people using it, so I thought, well, I'm going to have a go with Mod Podge, and I have to say I absolutely love it. I wasn't disappointed in any way, shape or form. So Mod Podge, if you're listening, which I doubt, but if you are, I love your product, and please feel free to send me some more different products, and I'm happy to do an honest review on it. Is that cheeky? It probably is. Right, so there we go. So that one there is nicely domed again, and that'll be ready for the card. And when you see these cured, you will think, actually, do you know what? That does look nice. Let's just get a bit out of there. Let's just get that out of the middle. I don't want that in the middle there. There we go. So pop that one there. And all I'm going to do now is, while that those balloons are nicely covered there, I'm just going to put a little blop in the middle again of that one. That's enough. And if it goes over the edge, it doesn't actually matter, because you can use a pair of scissors, because it'll be quite thin to cut it out with again as well. So there we go. We will come back to this when it's cured, and I will quickly show you how well they've come out, and you know, use them on the card. These have now been curing for about 18 hours, and as you can see, they've domed up quite nicely here. Let me see if I can put them at a bit of an angle. That one's got quite a nice dome on it, and it just makes them a little bit more, I don't know, shiny and stand out on your cards using resin to dome like this. So what I'm going to do is, I've made a card already, quite a simple card, as you can see here, and it's for a person who really likes cats and they love balloons. So it's just a nice simple card with an easy greeting in the middle saying it's your special day. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these on it. So I'm going to be using some foam stickies, because I also want these domed balloons to be raised from the actual paper as well. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of foam on the back of that. Take that off. There. Line it up with the little strings that I've already put in there, on there, and just push it down. Okay. And using resin on your card embellishments is really, really easy, and I just think it does give a really great effect. Just gives it a little bit something out of the ordinary. But you also don't have to use these embellishments on cards. You could put them into a casting or inside a coaster. But if I was doing that, then I wouldn't have a clear colour on the top. I would actually do it with a different colour. So similar to I have done with the bronze one. So that's that on there. And these little cogs that I've done, I'm going to put inside the card here. So I've got one that's got no resin on, and then I've got one that's got resin on, which is like a 3D effect. So I'm just going to pop those in there as well. So I'm just going, let's pop that one there, like that. And then the other one, because that's domed, as you can see, there, I'm not sure if it's coming out, I'm just going to put over it there like that. Okay, and then so the card shuts, and there we go. We have a 3D effect with the balloons, which I absolutely love. And the person I'm sending this to absolutely adores cats and dogs and balloons. So it is a boy. And there we go. Just a nice simple card with some resin embellished detail on it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like and share this video as much as you can to help my channel grow. Bye.